like to call to order the Monday, December 2nd meeting of the Monona City Council. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Alder Thomas.
Here.
Alder Groupie.
Here.
Alder Moore.
Here.
Alder Kitzler.
Here.
Alder Wood.
Here.
Alder Kerr.
Here.
Mayor O'Connor.
Here. Please rise. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I just want to, if anybody would like to speak, please fill out one of the forms at the table near the door to the city. Is there a motion to approve the minutes of the November 18th meeting?
Move approval. Second.
Any corrections or additions? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Minutes are approved. Joan, you don't have any slips, do you?
No, I do not.
Okay, there are no appearances. We have a public hearing tonight. So I will declare the public hearing open to receive public input regarding the levying of special assessments for street improvements to McKenna Road. Dan, were you going to, does someone speak?
This is actually for any residents that want to come.
For any residents who want to speak, okay. Would anyone like to speak about this? We have the engineer here to answer questions, if you have any questions. Okay, I guess no one would like to speak, so I will declare the public hearing closed. Is there a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Move to approve. Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Consent agenda is approved. There is no unfinished business. Under new business, item 2A, consideration of resolution 19-12-2386, authorizing public work and levying special assessments against benefited properties regarding street improvements to McKenna Road. This is put forth by the Public Works Committee. Mr. Stefani.
Thank you, Mayor. In your packet, you have a copy of the final resolution for assessments for the McKenna Road project. As part of that final resolution, there's also a project report that was completed. That should be in your packet as well. The November 4th, 2019 meeting, City Council approved the preliminary resolution for assessments for this project. That resolution required the report to be completed, which it was, and it is available at City Hall for the language in the resolution. Tonight we've had the public hearing for this project, and at the bottom of the resolution, item number 7, it discusses the payback for the special assessments. Essentially, January of 2021 would be when the first payment is due, and past precedent for assessments allowed 8 years in annual installments to be paid back for the assessment. I'm assuming the City Council would probably keep that cycle. In the preliminary special assessment report, we discussed the project, McKenna Road, the assessment policy per city ordinance on page 2. We discussed the preliminary resolution that was approved by City Council on page 4. The public information meeting for this project was held on October 22nd, 2019, and we advertised the public hearing in the Herald Independent on Thursday, November 14th. We also included a map of the assessment district in the report. We have the bid line for the project. Items highlighted in yellow are to be assessed as part of the project. It's all in the street reconstruction portion. There are no utilities that will be assessed during this project. Page 9 of the report covers the assessment cost. The assessable portion of the project is $378,148.80. That is resulting in a $95.29 dollar per foot for the resident. That's 60%. The city's portion, 40%, is $63.53 per foot. Now this is based off the engineer's estimate. It will go into bid in early January. When the project is complete and all the bills have been paid, if the project dollar is less than what we have here, the assessments will be adjusted downward based on the actual cost. If the project comes in higher and the cost per foot is higher, we, per this final resolution, are going to keep it at $95.29 per foot unless city council wants to redo the assessment process. We also include the draft design in the report as approved by the Public Works Committee. We will be going with a 5-foot wide sidewalk on the southbound lane side, west side, 4-foot wide terrace. Parking will be allowed on the southbound lane. No parking will be allowed on the northbound lane. There will be 1 tree impacted by construction, possibly 2 more, depending on power pole relocation. There will be a mid-block speed hump, and the 5-way intersection will be realigned to a 4-way. Page 13 of the report covers the assessment roll for the 31 properties. Page 14 discusses the notice that was sent to the paper for the public hearing. And the last page of the report is a template letter that was sent to the residents to be assessed, but with their own property assessment information in that letter. Prior to the meeting, I passed out a handout to you folks of past projects. Wanted to show you the assessment costs from 2007 to 2011, what those assessment costs were based on the unit prices for those projects. We compare that 5-year average to what we have for 2020. As you can see, the dollars are more than double. And this is all based on current bid environment from the past few years. The way that Strand has prepared the estimate of cost for our project is based off bid items from the past projects. So again, if the bids come in lower and the project costs are lower, the assessment cost would be lower as well.
Questions? Alder
I just wanted to point out, just so it's clear for the record, that the assessed portion does not include the sidewalk, that the assessed portion is just the street. Dan, you could say that the increase in the bid price for the assessed amount based on this part you just gave us, is that particularly the concrete that's so expensive, or is the labor market that much different?
Well, if you look at some of the bid items, you know, the common excavation, the 5-year average was $8.25 per cubic yard. Now that was from 2007 through 2011. Now we're estimating that at $30 a cubic yard. In 2017, that was $20.54. Excavation below the subgrade, the 5-year average was $7.90 per cubic yard. We're looking at 18. The backfill below subgrade, 5-year average is $8.83 a ton. We are looking at $18 a ton. Crushed stone for the base, the 5-year average was $10.43 a ton. We're looking at $18 a ton. 30-inch curb and gutter was $9.42 per linear foot for the 5-year average. We're looking at $20. And asphalt was $45.91 a ton for the 5-year average. We're looking at $75 a ton. So it's in the numbers that are coming back from the bids from the contractors. So.
Thank you.
Alder, did you have any?
Yeah, just a couple things. Just wanted to confirm. The accessible portion of the overall project is about 22%, a little bit less than that. Is that right?
21.65%.
And the $95.29 per linear foot is a not to exceed rate.
Correct.
As you said, I think if we wanted to change it, if the costs were higher, or we wanted to increase that, we'd have to come back and go through the process again. then at finance, I'd asked you about a couple of the corner lots on Dean. This is on page 21 in the packet, or page 13 of this document. And you have explained the reason. So line 30 is assessed 100% of their lineal footage. Line 31, that residence is assessed at half, and that's consistent with the city ordinance
Right.
policy.
Right, in our assessment policy in the ordinance, corner lots, the front footage, which is the width of the narrow side, shall be assessed in full. The side footage, the depth or the length of the lot, shall be assessed at 50% of the length of the long side at the street. So, 616 West Dean and 700 West Dean are the two corner lots, and those numbers reflect that part of the policy.
Okay, and then also notice in line 29, 4912 McKenna has 99 feet of frontage, but only 84 feet being assessed. Is that part of that already have curb and gutter?
I believe that's would be the southeast corner. There is a portion on McKenna that has curb and gutter that is wrapped around. They will not be assessed for that portion.
Okay. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Okay, thank you, Dan.
Thank you.
Next item, 2B, consideration of ordinance 12-19-724, updating the fees, fines, and penalties schedule put forth by the city administrator.
Thank you, Mayor. So in your packet, we've included the proposed changes to the fee schedule for 2020. Just a couple of items to highlight for you. The second read will be at our next council meeting for this item. On page 2 of 25 of this fee schedule, it's highlighted in gray. It's yellow on the colored sheet, but it's gray in the black and white. For dog and cat license fees, that's a $5 increase, but that's because of a $5 increase from Dane County's fee, so that's just a $5 pass-through to cover that Dane County fee increase. On page 6 of 25, the next page, where it says consultant review fees, that is for any, when we have an application before staff for shoreland, for erosion control review, and we have to bring that out to consultants for review, we're just passing on that consulting cost to the applicant rather than having the city cover the cost of that expense. That's all that says there. Page 8 of 25, operator license replacement copy fee, that's just a $5 for an additional copy of a lost or a second operator's license. Page 12 of 25, the next page, incorporates the changes to the various park and rec fees that were based upon the previously approved budget for 2020. Same goes for page 13 of 25 and page 14 of 25, which also covers the senior center. Page 15 of 25, next page after that. Then if we go to page 24 of 25, on the bottom it says floodplain development review fee, same thing there. If we have to consult out some review portion of floodplain, we're just passing on that consulting cost to the applicant for that. And the last page, 25 of 25, just is a couple of housekeeping corrections. The first section under the public land dedication requirements, that's just changing the correct ordinance citation, just making that with our current code. And then page 20, I'm sorry, down below where it says zoning verification letter, $25. That is adding a fee for when planning staff is asked to do a letter of zoning verification where the property owner, whether it's commercial or residential, is asking for us to verify zoning, floodplain regulations, and any other code-related items. That's just to cover the cost of the staff's time to do that. In communities in the metro area, you're looking at a cost of anywhere from $30 to $40 to $50. We thought 25 was appropriate to cover our cost here, so that's included there. Then one additional item that will come at a later date in a separate ordinance is related to the cost for public and open records. I'm still looking at that piece. So with that, I will take any questions that you may have.
Question about what are the publication dates?
Application dates.
Yeah, I'm trying to determine the effectiveness and wondering if we should take this out of order so we could move on to publication.
It would get published after our next council meeting on the 16th, so then I think the deadline for the Herald,
This is Friday. It would be published the following Thursday.
Thursday, so prior to the Christmas holiday.
So it'll be prior to the first of the year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone else? Is the public records request the only thing we're looking at?
As far as I'm aware right now. And if anything else pops up in the course of the year, then we'll just bring that back as a separate amendment to it.
All right, anyone else? Okay, we will go back to the final item on the agenda. Consideration of resolution 19-12-2388, adopting a tree donation policy. Also put forth by the city administrator. I know there isn't a link to this under the agenda on your screen, but it is following the fee schedule changes. Is that Ryan?
Yes, thank you. So we had a request from a couple of residents who wanted to have a process established that we could make a donation to the city to purchase trees for our parks and right away. We didn't have a policy in place, so I took the chance to write one for the city council. Basically, the highlights, it's a tax deduction for them to do any sort of donation. Staff will work the best we can to identify locations that might make sense or that they might want to have the tree planted, but we cannot guarantee a specific location. So they say they absolutely need to have it at Maywood, and it doesn't work at Maywood for whatever reason. We'll try to work with them and find an alternative location, but we cannot guarantee that because somebody's donating money that they necessarily get to dictate the exact location of the tree. That staff will do the best we can. As part of this, there will not be any sort of plaque or marker as part of any sort of donated tree, but we will absolutely do a presentation at the tree location if the donor would like us to do that with them. And we will work with them on further suggestions on the selection of tree species, but again, there might be some other factors that staff need to take into account when we pick out the tree that makes the best sense for that particular location. Typical trees are going to be $250 and up, so we'll get the best prices we can from the nursery.
So will you have a record at City Hall where the trees are located?
We can do that, yeah.
I mean, I would think if somebody comes in and said, I buried that we bought a tree for my grandma,
Yeah, yeah.
where is it?
Yeah, we do the best we can. I don't know that we'll have the kind of the geo coordinates, but yeah, do the best we can to look.
Jen?
We would be able to do like some sort of gifting certificate as well.
That's what we're thinking as part of the presentation of the certificate.
Alderman?
I'm wondering if there's any advantage to adding public property rather than just parks and right-of-ways. I'm wondering, for instance, if there would be, if someone had an interest, if one of our firefighters wanted to plant a tree by the firehouse, or if one of our, something like that that's public property, but it's not technically right-of-way, or
I don't have an issue with that.
park and rec, maybe we just add public.
Sure.
Anyone else? Alderwood?
Under financial mechanism, the last sentence says that all donations to this fund will be considered tax deductible. I'm thinking maybe we should have something a little less definitive there because we don't necessarily know if it'll be tax deductible for any individual.
What happens if you say maybe instead of will be, maybe?
Right, or, you often see language.
Tax deductible to the extent allowed by law.
Yeah.
Sure, something like that. Yep, they can do it, and it's been my experience in previous municipalities that we've issued to assist them with the tax donation. They'll get we'll provide them a letter from the city saying,
Yeah.
you donated to X fund, consider it a tax deductible entity, whatever. So,
Yeah.
Anyone else? Okay, so we'll be back at the next meeting with these additions. Okay. Next item, reports of committees, commissions, etc. Alder Group B.
Public Safety Committee is going to be meeting on Tuesday, the 17th. It's an unusual meeting night for us, so I just wanted to announce it for anyone who may want to attend.
Alder Kinsler.
No report.
Alder Wood.
CAA will be meeting next Tuesday.
Right.
No, next Monday, sorry. We have a couple of the new Monona loan program requests and also looking at the yard common space to the conceptual plan. MPO meets this Wednesday, considering among other things the Beltline dynamic lane project.
Will they be voting on that?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Alder Group.
The library is open after being closed for the holiday weekend, and an extended closure due to the moving downstairs during the carpet project. I was over there today. They have a really nice setup. There are holds still available. There's some walk-up materials that are available. Computer space is available. The children's area is moved downstairs, and there's space available for kids to play. And it looks really nice, and they're making some headway on the carpet upstairs. Next Saturday, I believe, you'll be able to go and sign the floor before they complete the carpeting project. So you can have your signature underneath the new flooring. And fun to do for kids if you want. And also, a lot of the library tickets are on sale now. We have them available at the library or at City Hall.
Alder Thomas.
No report.
Alder Moore.
I would just say as a pastor of the ad hoc committee for our new Grand Crossing Park, that we have, I believe, tree lighting coming up on December 6th, that I would alert folks to and encourage people, and we're very much looking forward to the opening of the ice rink as well. So just keep your eye out on Monona.com for the official date of that opening as well.
What time is the event on Friday?
It's at 7.
I believe it's
7
7 with a 7:30 lighting, official lighting.
Oh. I have 6:30 with the 7 official lighting.
Okay.
Oh. I thought I just looked at it online today and it said 7.
Did 7, did 9, I thought.
Yeah,
Alright.
on the city website.
Jay changed it since it's in
I think you're gonna change. It's a moving
here. Thanks
target.
for telling.
Joan,
No report, Mayor.
City Administrator Dado.
Thank you. Just two quick things. The council will return to the municipal room in the library for our next meeting on December 6th at the conclusion of the carpet project. And then tax bills will be going out hopefully before the end of this week or early part next week. Included in the tax bill will be 2 inserts. One will be kind of our standard one that we do for updates and information for 2020. We'll also include some information there, kind of getting people in the know and ready for the 2020 census, which is coming up in April. And then some kind of teaser information about the river rink at the Grand Crossings Park. And then there'll also be a separate insert from the mayor just kind of describing the 2020 budget and how the council's decisions on the budget are impacted by other funding jurisdictions and kind of the challenges that the council goes through on an annual basis when they're trying to balance the various restrictions against the priorities that are out there for the community. So that is just kind of a piece of communication that will also be included in the tax bill going out soon.
Okay. I just had a couple of things. I think in terms of the ice rink, the pieces are on their way from Canada. So right now, Jake has a first event scheduled for December 14th. So hopefully you can tentatively put that on your calendar. And leaf collection is continuing all this week. So don't panic yet if your leaves haven't been picked up. We'll get to it. If there's nothing else, I think we had appointments. Is there a motion to approve the appointments? It's all chief election inspectors and election inspectors.
Move to approve the appointments.
Second?
Second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Appointments are approved. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Move to adjourn.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.